Yes. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Peace be upon you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning for everybody. I'm Shawqia Hawawre from Palestine, the president of the Arab English Teachers Association. I welcome you all for our 28th session in this association, which was set up for the upgrading for our teachers' proficiency in order to keep in touch with each other and with their students all over the world. Let's for example, at the beginning, welcome Dr. Mobina Rahmani from Iran with this session, which is titled The Key to Teaching and Learning. It is motivation. Dr. Mobina Rahmani is an English lecturer and a teacher trainer with a keen interest in teaching, training, and making the world a better place. With 17 years experience in different universities and institutes, as well as 9 years experience of living in England. She has many courses which she taught as IELTS, EFL, and ESL, pre-university English and university general English, TEFL university courses, speaking and listening, English idioms and proverbs, material development, reproduction of stories, and using computer softwares in TEFL ESP related to management, accounting, marketing, and agriculture, and many more. She has many professional associations. She, for example, has a membership in Oxford University Press, a membership in TELSI, membership in Pearson Teachers, membership in ESOL examination, TESOL teachers of English to speakers of other languages. So welcome, Dr. Mobina. And now let's watch this is as a video. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Shawqia.
Some days I'm treading the water and feel like it's getting deep. Some nights I drown in the weight of the things that I think I need. Sometimes I feel incomplete, yeah. But you always say to me, say to me.
Yes, welcome another time. And I want to thank you very much, Dr. Mubina, for accepting my invitation to this association
You're
and
most
hope
welcome.
that you will join us more and more. And I won't forget, of
The
course,
pleasure
to
is all mine.
welcome our attendees from all over the world. So welcome another time. And let's start with Dr. Mubina. And I hope that you will get benefit and you will enjoy this presentation because it is titled as motivation. And as you know, motivation is a key point in our educational process as educators. So please begin. The floor is yours now.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Shawqia. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for all the arrangements and everything you've done. I think I need to share my PowerPoint one more time. Can you see the PowerPoint? Good evening, everybody. Good evening from Iran, actually. And I don't know, maybe it's good morning, good afternoon, or good night for a lot of people around the world. So thank you, everybody, for attending. Thank you for taking part and being with us. And it's a great pleasure to be among all you lovely, motivated teachers, lecturers, and those who are interested in ELT and English. Well, I'm just going to share one more time my PowerPoint because I think the video was sharing, so I think you all have the PowerPoint right now. So,
Yes, it is loading.
can you just give me?
It's
Okay,
loading.
it is loading.
Now it is
Okay,
visible. It is visible.
it's visible. Okay, so thank you to the Arab Association and AETA for the invitation. I hope you'll all make the most of this presentation. I'm not going to talk that much. We're going to exchange experiences and ideas together. So let's get started if you all are ready. So my topic is the key to teaching and learning, which is motivation. So let's first imagine. Let's imagine, I'm just waiting for the PowerPoints to load. Let's imagine you're attending your favorite class, okay? So right now I want everybody to think that you're in your favorite classroom. How do you feel? Can you just type in the chat box, please, for me? How do you feel? You're in your favorite classroom and think about one of you. You have first, please, wait 1 minute to think. You're in your favorite classroom and you just want to say how you feel in your favorite classroom. Okay, thank you. Happy, excited. Wonderful. Hello, everybody. We've started. Excited. Okay, thank you. So we have loads of happy, excited. The others, how do you feel in your favorite classroom? Interested, wonderful, okay, thank you. Happy again. So okay, we have loads of happy. So see, we're all having comfortable, glad, thank you. We're having positive adjectives. Right now I'm enjoying the time, enjoying the activities, you're encouraged, you participate, over the moon. Thank you. Love that sentence, over the moon. Let's say that phrase. Engaging in context, wonderful, okay. So you see, it's all positive adjectives, it's all positive. Attentive, very good, encouraging. Yeah, we have positive things. We're all feeling positive. Now, I have another question, which is in black. What made you feel that way? So you all gave me positive adjectives. Now I want you to tell me what made you, and what was the thing that encouraged or whatever made you feel this? Can you just tell me that now? What made you feel that way? And type in the chat box, please. That what made you? The ease, okay. So the ease made you feel happy, okay. The others, what made you feel happy? What made you feel attentive? The positive interactions, thank you. The topic meets my demands, expectations, wonderful. So it's what you expect, right? Working in groups, thank you. Lovely. I like that. Feeling comfortable, okay. What else? Positive energy, the teacher, thank you. Types of topics, because I love it and it helps me to achieve my goals. The teachers handles the class well, thank you, lovely. So we are talking about atmosphere, exactly, enthusiastic, pair work, group work, the spirit. Now, one important thing is that we are talking about something that has motivated us. So what is it? It's all about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Now, can you just very fast type in one word, what is extrinsic motivation? Extrinsic motivation. What do you think it is? What can extrinsic motivation be? Marks, rewards, outside, thank you, wonderful. Oneself, okay, motivation from within. Okay, extrinsic is not within, actually, it's outside, something outside. Occupation, drama, thank you, yes. Actually, what is trying to tell us, appreciation, yeah, lovely. So because of the outcome that will result by I don't know if you have me. Do you have me? Yes, you do. So
Yes, yes, yes.
it's all about, yes, you do. So it's because of the outcome that will result by doing the task. For example, it will be the last question was extrinsic motivation. What is it? It's the motivation that comes from outside, from an outcome. For example, we as teachers, our extrinsic motivation might be promotions, like we're looking for a promotion, so we're motivated. We're looking for a raise, more money, we're motivated. We're looking for a bonus, okay, it's again extrinsic motivation. And well, prizes, learners can be looking for prizes, winning something, or even passing, like passing a course. These are our extrinsic motivation. But the question is now, what's intrinsic? What's intrinsic motivation? This one's easy because it'll probably be something that's the opposite. Can you just type in one word? Yes, it does. It does. It doesn't come within, okay? So extrinsic comes from outside, but intrinsic, yes, self, internal, the opposite. Yes, exactly. Can you give me some examples? So yes, it's enjoyment inside, thank you. Exactly. So what we're talking about, when you love to do something, thank you, self-motivation, it's something that interests you. You enjoy it. You just enjoy it, and it's your desire, enjoyment. You have a purpose. The purpose might be growth, might be curiosity, might be your passion, might be self-expression, might be fun, anything that is from inside and you're enjoying it. Now, what we want to say, and what I want, like we want to cover here is, okay, we're talking about extrinsic and intrinsic at the same time. But okay, what is it? How can we link these two? Can we link these two? Is it important to link these two? And which one is weighing? Which one is more important? Yes, we can. Thank you. Of course we can. Surely we can do that. Thank you very much. So it's a matter of linking these two. Well, I would say, which one should we start from and which one should be our outcome? Or can we go with both sides? Chat box, please. Let's see your ideas. I want to know if we can like go, can we go with, okay, in string, okay, which one goes first and which one goes second? Intrinsic is more important, but if there is no extrinsic motivation, yes, thank you. Begin with intrinsic, feeling inside, start with inside, okay. Parallel, thank you, Shawqia. Ms. Shawqia, we need both. Yep, we need both. Well, you know, based on my teaching, based on my experience, you all have experience, and what I've experienced, and based on theory, and when we bring theory to practice, it's all about something that leads from inside. So we're going from intrinsic, from inside, moving towards extrinsic, and then leading it, let's say the result should be again intrinsic. So it's actually like, let's say, a three part. Why? Because it should be, our learners should be intrinsic. They should have a motivation from inside. If they don't have the motivation from inside and it's just, let's say, scores, it's just marks, they're not going to do well. In the middle of the course, they'll be like, oh, I'm tired, leave it, or something like that. But if it's intrinsic and it's going to be from inside, it'll, like, it's growth, it's love, it's enjoyment, they will enjoy, then in the middle, let's say, while the tasks, the teaching, the course, the whatever it is, our term semester, it'll be extrinsic. Why? Because they need marks. There are quizzes. There's passing, failing, and all these. So they'll be in that part. It's a competition, let's say, some extent. But we have to move on to intrinsic again so we can have them still motivated. Why? Because if we stop and we stay in the extrinsic, they won't be motivated. So this is why I really love this, that do something. If it works, do more of it. If it doesn't, do something else. It means let's move on from the extrinsic to intrinsic again. Do more of something that makes them happy. So thank you, everybody. Now, I want you to, first of all, who was your favorite teacher? Do you remember what grade it was? And what grade it was? What part of your life it was? And first, type that. Then in front of it, with one word or a phrase, why was that person your favorite teacher? My math teacher, wonderful. English teacher, okay. Okay. And can you tell me the why, please? She was lovely, kind, patient. Thank you. Her teachers, appreciation. Grade 1, supportive, kind, wonderful. You remember your grade 1? Oh my God, I don't remember my grade 1, unfortunately. Motivated, trigger the motivation in me. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. Explains lessons. So good instructions, challenging, empowered, encouraged, caring. Wonderful. Thank you. I love all the participation you will have here. Motivating. Thank you. All right. So exactly. Now, one thing that's important is we as teachers and even we as learners, we reflect on different things. You just did a reflection on your favorite teacher. Now, what we did was reflection. Learners do the same. They reflect on different things. They reflect on
Yes, there is no voice, Dr. Mobina. There is a problem maybe with your voice.
sorry, I think
Yeah.
you
Yes,
lost, right?
yes. We lost the
Oh,
last
okay.
thing. Yes.
Okay, I think you still have me right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get back to where I was. Now, the important part of what we call it's reflection. You reflected on all the important parts. So the important things that we're reflecting on is what? People who inspired us, the teachers that inspired us. They were a leader. They were a mentor. We can say he or she did not necessarily make learning fun, but she made learning attainable and purposeful. So yeah, sometimes we need that, let's say, fun, but maybe some are not fun, but they are purposeful. So whether you serve the learners as a teacher, a parent, a coach, an instructor, you will multiply your effectiveness. How if we learn how to motivate them and maintain that motivation throughout the learning process. So this is the very important part that's important to maintain it. We need to give them a purpose. We need to give them a purpose to learn. We need to inspire them. Sometimes we're role models. So when we are role models, the important thing is that we are giving them the motivation they need. So it might be intrinsic, it might be extrinsic based on what they're thinking. But the key to what we're doing is we are being a motivator for them. So we are actually making theory into practice at that time. Now, I want you to for a second. I don't know if I still have that. Yes, we do. Now, there's 3 statements on the screen now. Let's start with the first one, please. I want you to just tell me which one you think is true, which one is false. So first, let's start with number 1. Some learners are not motivated by anything. True, false. Just write T or F, please. Just write T or F. I want to see how many T's, how many F's we have. I wanted to put a poll, but never mind. We'll just go traditional way. So true, false, true, false. Lovely. We're going true, false, true, false, true, false. Okay. Some learners are not motivated by anything. True, false. Okay, number 1, please, for now. True, okay, lovely, thank you. False, okay. Let's go to true, true, true. True, okay. One by one. So, thank you. Actually, number 1 is false. Number 1 is false. Some learners are not motivated by anything. It's false. All human behavior is motivated. All human behavior is motivated. The trick is to motivate the learner to do that which you wish him to do. Now, why is it false? Learners who refuse to do their work or appear to do it halfway or try to usually, let's say, halfway try are usually extremely motivated. Why? They are motivated to avoid embarrassment. They are motivated to avoid failure at attempting the task, attempting the, let's say, the course or anything that we are teaching them. So they are motivated. All human beings are motivated. We can never say that some learners are not motivated by anything. All human beings are motivated, but sometimes they're motivated through, let's say, they are motivated not to fail. They are motivated not to be embarrassed. So they're quiet. They are silent. They don't do the task because they are scared of the task. So, but every human being can be motivated. Now, let's look at number 2. One day a learner is motivated, the next day he or she is not. Let's see if this is true or false. So true, true, true. I'm having a lot of truths right now. One day a learner is motivated, the next day he is not. True, mostly true until now. True, true, false. False for me, thank you. We're having some false and true, true, true. Thank you, okay. True, false, we're having some false now. Okay, Actually, this is false too. So one day a learner is motivated, the next day he or she is not. The field of psychology recognizes that motivation as a relative constant. It's a relative constant. That is, if a learner is motivated to learn math, to learn physics, to learn English, he is motivated to learn math, physics, English all the time. He is, if he is not motivated to learn math, physics, English, he is not motivated to learn them at all the time. So according to psychology, according to, let's say, neuroscience, the brain works like this. Let's say, we can't say moody person, no. Maybe he or she is a moody person, no. Even learners, or us ourselves, we're learners too. I see myself as a learner every day. I'm learning from my attendees, participants in my workshops. I'm learning from my learners. I'm learning from my teenagers. Any age we're learning. But the important thing is, we can't say that one day he's motivated, one day he isn't. So if we're doing something right, we are continuing that, okay, wonderful. But if we're seeing that our learners today, he or she is motivated, the next day she or she is not motivated, we have to change. We're doing something the same path, and we're not doing that thing maybe based on what their requirements, their needs, let's say mentality, maybe in a psychological way, or maybe in let's say educational way. So we have to change that part and do something new. So it's a, let's say, relative constant issue. So let's go to, yeah, we teach by learning and we learn by teaching. Thank you very much. That's lovely, Adele. So let's go to number 3. Classes do not need to utilize a lot of competition in their teaching strategies. So teachers, classrooms, do we need to utilize a lot of competition? Is this true or false? Can you please tell me that? True, true, true. So we have one false until here. True. Okay, true. Thank you. False. Classes do not need to utilize a lot of competition in their teaching strategies. Yes, they are the sparks. We'll get to that. Thank you, Riham. We'll get to that. It is a spark, but do we need a lot of it? If it says a lot, thank you. It says a lot. So yes, it's false. Sorry, it's true. And it's here what we're saying. Classes do not need. It's true. We do not need it. Why don't we need it? Because competition, as we said, it's an extrinsic motivation, okay? And it was in the middle, right? So we were from intrinsic to extrinsic and then intrinsic again. So we're going through these phases. And then while we're going through these phases, the important thing is that classes do not need to utilize a lot of competition. Why? As educators, parents, coaches, we must downplay competition and emphasize the concept of personal best. Okay, now what is personal best? Why should we downplay, let's say, and downplay competition and emphasize on personal best? What is personal best? Appropriateness, communication. Okay. So I want to know what is personal best based on number 3. Personal development, thank you. Recap information, okay. What else can we do? Communication. Assessment for students. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know Arabic that much. I'm learning. Thanks to Oman that I'm right now working there, I'm learning Arabic, shoya shoya. So, but I can't understand when you type in English, in Arabic. Excuse me. So, useful information, personal connection, interaction, urge students to be better, communication. Thank you. Okay, so polish the skills that are already there and try to get the students to be their best. Wonderful. Okay, so personal growth. Thank you. Now, personal best, what I can say, everybody, is that when we're talking about personal best, is we try to have our learners be better than yesterday. We do not want them to compete. We do not want them to look at others. Yes, competition is good in a very fair way, but if we are going to push them to just compete, the world is going to be just a, let's say, a race, a rat race, and everybody's going to be just um, let's say racing with each other. But we're going to help each other. We're going to help each other grow in education, in even personal growth, self-actualization, self-awareness. Yes, we're talking right now, I'm talking about our learners and ourselves. So we want to be the better person from yesterday. Now, if my learner yesterday couldn't pronounce, like, let's say in the Arab context, well, college j is or let's say colleague, it's hard for them, and some words, let's say the pronunciation is hard. But if they are doing well and they're pronouncing, like yesterday he or she couldn't pronounce it, but today he can, that's wonderful. That's personal best. That means that they have improved. Even if it's baby steps, they've improved. So we recognize our students, each teacher, each educator, each coach knows their learners, that what they're doing, and they are improving. They are becoming a better person. They are trying their best to come. And this is what we're doing. We're let's say, making them grow in their intrinsic motivation. And when they grow, because let's say competition is part of extrinsic motivation, but if we are helping them to downplay that and emphasize on the personal best, improving, development, learning more, trying their best, what are we doing? We're helping them in their intrinsic motivation. So the disbeliefs, let's say the misbeliefs about learner motivation would be that, yes, motivate, it's totally a misbelief to say that, okay, Ali, nothing motivates him. Mary, nothing motivates her. No, we don't have that. That's wrong. Human beings are all motivated. They might be motivated in a negative way, but they are all motivated. So this is very important. This is very important for them. Yes, unfortunately, in some, I'm looking at the chat box at the same time. In some contexts, in some schools, in some, let's say, we're making learners to compete, and competition and racing is important. But we as the educators, we as teachers, we have loads of influence. I believe that we can influence and impact so much that we can even change a lot of things in even our small context, in our classroom, in our family, in anything. So motivation misbelief number 2, that kid, one day he is motivated, then the next day he is not. So let's say, thank you, yes, we should motivate them to compete with themselves, to try to make themselves grow, let's say. So one day that kid is motivated, the next day he is not. It's a misbelief, that's not right. And competition, the great motivator, not. We do not motivate them with competing with each other. That's the wrong thing to do. So I would say we should try to help them out. Now, motivating learners. There's global strategies. I call them the 6 C's. So the 6 C's, as you can see, is the global strategies do not focus, first of all, on changing or modifying a learner in any way. We're not going to, so I can't hear well. So can just give me feedback, please. Can you hear me well? One person said you can't hear me well. I want to know if you can hear me and you can see me and you have the PowerPoint. Yes, okay, okay, sure. So let's continue then. Okay. Seeable, audible. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. So see, you're giving me motivation right now. The global C's, the 6 C's that we have, they are not going to change learners. First of all, what are they? Creativity, community, clarity, coaching, conferencing, and controlling. Now, these 6 C's, which are global strategy, we do focus on them, but do not focus on changing or modifying a learner in any way. Rather, they are designed to make adjustments to learning environments, whether it is a classroom, it is a playing field, a club meeting, and household, anything. These techniques are, let's say, sound, field, tested, and procedures. They are policies that will provide the learner with the drive and, let's say, with a drive and impetus to learn. If the strategies are absent, the learner will have little desire or reason, let's say, to apply himself or herself or anything else. Now, as you can see, let's start with creativity. The first one. Now, creativity. What can you tell me how we can, like, why do we need creativity in motivating our learners? How can we do that? Any ideas? Creativity. We need creativity to motivate our learners. How? 21st century skills. So thank you. What are they? What are the 21st century skills? Critical thinking. Thank you. Vital games. Yeah. Cooperation. Thank you. Fun activities. Yeah, we can say that. Fun activities. Very good projects, playing games, communicating with them, presentation, autonomy, digital citizenship, quiz games. Wonderful. Writing stories, group work. Lovely. Learner centers, giving them opportunities. Thank you. So yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for your participation. I love this. You're participating so well. So in order to foster motivation, teachers, educators must inject a variety of different activities and creativity in their lesson planning. This not only increases the, let's say, motivation of the learners, but also stimulates and energizes the teacher. We get energized. So if they're motivated, if we use creativity, they're motivated, we're energized. End of story. We don't get tired in the classroom. Now, I'm going to give you an, let's say, example. There's a cereal, Fruit Loops, you can see on the picture. There were this This is things that happened in my workshops through these years that I've been teaching. And well, once in one of the workshops, one of the teachers told me that, okay, she was the principal, if I'm not mistaken, memory, but she was the principal, and she said that I had an emergency call, and we were teaching grade 11 learners, and she got a phone call that, okay, the lesson plans that we were given don't match with the context that we have to teach, and there's a mismatch. What should we do? What's going to happen right now? And we don't know what to do. The textbook is this, the methodology is this, and everything is going. We don't know what to do suddenly. So what I told her at that time in that workshop is like, what I'm going to tell you right now. Look at the cereal box. Now, with this cereal box, what can we do suddenly? Can we do activities right now with this cereal box? Like right now, you come up with a dilemma. You're in the middle of a dilemma, a problem. You don't know what to do. And let's say, as the principal said, the textbook, the context, the lesson plan, something mixed up, the learners don't understand. What do? We use this cereal box. We come up with a creativity activity, anything. This cereal box, for example, right now, I can tell you to make different activities with this. Okay, you grab something from around yourself, for example, this cereal box, and you assign activities. For example, I'll do something right now. List the vitamins and ingredients in alphabetical order. Okay, a cereal box has ingredients, right? So they can put it in alphabetical order, the vitamins and the ingredients, for example. Okay, we're being creative. Divide your, let's say, paper into 3 columns, okay, into 3 columns, and then list 1 syllable, 2 syllable, 3 syllable words. Another activity. So they're using the words, they're using the syllables, they're using different things. Another activity. How many words, for example, let's first see the chat boxes. How many blue loops and how many red loops as a math activity? Thank you, Ahmed. Very good. Yes, that's lovely. And or for example, we can say, how many words can you make using the letters in the word fruit and loops? So see, they come up with words, they do different activities. Sometimes we have to give ourselves the permission to think outside the box. This motivates you, this motivates the learners. So imagination, I used my imagination at that time with this cereal box, and I did different activities. So sometimes it comes with this. It's, let's say, pursuing a purpose, originality. Don't be in your own box. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead. Now, let's go to community. The next one. Yes, you can use technology. That's wonderful. Technology will work too. Apps and digital learning, which is another workshop that I can go for you and do for you. That's very important too. Different things, anything that you will make you and your learners comfortable, that'll do. Now, community. Well, the important thing about community is learners and parents, or let's say, they should know that we care. As teachers, we care about them. We touch hearts. They are valuable for us. They are human beings. So the important thing is that when we touch a heart, we've done it. What does it mean, touch a heart? If, let's say, they feel safe they feel welcome, they feel a sense of belonging. We've done our part, we've motivated them, and they will really learn. I'm going to give you an example of, well, right now I'm teaching among, let's say, Omani learners at Utah's Ibri University. And it's very interesting for me because they I can't understand Arabic that well. And sometimes they can't understand English that well. Okay, what happens here? Let's say they get demotivated. They're, excuse me, let me just put myself in charge. They get demotivated. So, okay, how does that work? What should we do? What am I supposed to do? Nothing. I am just trying to make them understand that different cultures, yes, different values, yes, different standards, but we're a family. We're here to do group work. We're here to, let's say, we have a goal, we have a purpose, and we will aim that. We will make that done. So the important thing is that the classroom culture may be comforting or cruel, accepting or exclusive, hospitable or hostile, welcoming or warming. What's ours? That's important. So this is the important thing about community. Now let's just go to clarity. Can you tell me about clarity? What do you think that clarity means? What are we going to do about clarity? Sorry, would you please just keep your questions at the end, and I will surely, if Ms. Shawqia gives me the time, we will have a Q&A, and I will, it will be a pleasure to answer the questions, okay? So keep your questions
Yes,
at
yes,
the end.
yes,
Okay, so Ms.
yes.
Shawqia, how much time do I have left? Can you just tell me that?
Yes, maybe 15 minutes and
Okay.
10 minutes for the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so now, the next one is clarity, which unfortunately I don't know why my PowerPoint is not on clarity as I can see right now. Yes, it is now. So clarity, what are we talking about clarity? Instructions, thank you everybody. Cohesion, simple, thank you. Instructions, thank you. The classroom should, let's say, be a philosophical, basic, field, the classroom values and goals. Also policies, the regulations that allow community members to carry out their philosophy. Now, procedures, the specific practices, activities that we allow, this is very important. The objectives we're going to cover based on should be clear, should be simple, and we should be checking each time, each step, their understanding, because sometimes they get lost. Their span, yes, in the past we would say that, theory would say that learners and teenagers span is very, let's say, more than the young learners. But unfortunately, technology has made all the, let's say, concentration spans, yes, ICQs, very good. All concentration spans are nowadays, unfortunately, as you can see, they're less. We need to bring them into the class every time. How? By checking if we are giving the right instructions, if we are giving them the right information. Sometimes, especially myself, when when I'm between them, I see that suddenly they're lost, and I say, okay, what do? I suddenly wake them up with an Arabic word. So when they see me talking in Arabic, because I'm learning, and it's funny for them, it makes them laugh, it makes them come into the class again and motivated. Why? Because they're seeing that I'm learning Arabic too. So they see that I'm learning Arabic, and suddenly they're back into my lesson, they're back into what I'm doing. Why? Because I just found their, let's say, click. I found how I could make them back into the class. So I talk Arabic, they're motivated, they learn, and I continue my teaching. That's it. So now, thank you, everybody. Coaching, which is nearly not last, and I'm waiting for the PowerPoint to come up again. The coaching part is very important for us. I would say that a good coach will make the players see what they can be rather than what they are. So it's very important to make our learners, a good coach would want all the players to win. We want our players to win. We want them to succeed. We want them to be successful. A good coach knows all his players. We should know our learners. The important thing is that we should care about them. When, for example, one thing that a coach should always know, the first few sessions, we should know our learners' names exactly. So our learners should see that, okay, we care. We know their first name, their last name, who they are. A good coach designs individual goals, group goals. Why? Because that person knows that, for example, Abdullah doesn't like to talk to, for example, let's say Ali, but we try to put them together. Let's say, for example, Lamia doesn't like to do things in group work, but we step by step try to give them those goals. We put them in the same condition they don't like, but gradually by giving them instructions, we use their strengths. So we tell them what their weak. We don't tell them. We know their weakness. We know their strength. We work on their strengths. For example, I remember one important thing is that, especially last semester, my students didn't like group work. They didn't, yeah, it's culture. They didn't like group work with different genders. They didn't like to sit with girls and boys in one group. They didn't like that, and it's natural. It's a culture, and I respect that. But gradually, at the end of the term, I would see, wow, they're working on it. They're like, okay, thank God. Now I can see what they're doing, and that was really in, let's say, uh, a win point for me, because first of all, they wouldn't do it, but then gradually I kept explaining. I said, we're going to go into the workplace. We're all human beings. We're here for a purpose. It's our education. It's learning. We have to learn together. I am learning things from you, so I want you to learn things from me. So I constantly gave them feedback on their strengths, and I tried to work on their weaknesses and make them as a strength. So I guess we as educators, we just need to show them that they are going to win. They are going to be there. They're there. We're with them all the way. And the last C, conferencing. So conferencing, as we know, is very important. It's a, let's say, one-to-one issue, prevent problems from occurring, and teachers gain a deeper understanding when we're with them, viewpoints, needs, the time that it's important for them to, when we are giving them feedback, individual feedback, let's say it's pair work, it's individual work, it's group work, we go beside them, we give them that feedback. These conversations can also be valuable motivational tools by providing the learner with ongoing and meaningful positive reinforcement. So it's all about reinforcement. It's all about giving them that reinforcement that they need. Sorry, the last one's control, which we mostly know. The most important thing that here we're going to see is sometimes we have to give the learners their choice. We give them the control. We give them the need that we say, okay, now it's your turn. Go ahead. You choose the task. what would you like, but they still know we're in control. We allow them to progress, recognize, we allow them to see their strengths and interests. We avoid power struggles. This is a challenging one, especially for EFL teachers that don't have the same language like me myself. All these years it's been a really great let's say challenge for me to like, sometimes it's power struggles. I'm talking English, I don't know their native language, and they want to say we're in power. You can't, but we're not going to do that. That's the important thing. We always use the calm voice, being respectful, considerate, meaningful, as we always have. Dignity. Why? Because it's important to have our dignity and their dignity. Integrity. It's very important to consider everything in their way. So I would always say that students usually don't want to snatch our power. They just want to exercise a bit of their power. So the beauty of empowering others is that your own power is not diminished. This is the important thing. Now, I would like to slowly come to an end, and let's reflect on what we just talked about and all the things that I covered. I would like to get to all your questions. So I want just 2 minutes. I'm going to set a question. I would like you to reflect on it, and in the chat box, please type your ideas. And I think you don't have it. I'm just waiting for the what motivational strategies do you think we need to invest more on in our classrooms, in our classes? So what motivational strategies do you think we need more? We need to invest on more in our classrooms. Creativity, encouragement through words, gamification. Okay, I'm not going to read them now. I'm just going to give you 2 minutes to think about it. I think you don't have the slide, right? Trying to. Yes, you have this. Okay, so yes, follow up the group, gamification, picture, stories, songs, interesting practical activities, excuse me. Mercy, blessing of God. Okay, keep motivating different. Yeah, it depends on the age. Encouragement, drama, community, communication. Yes, I would say lovely group work, discussion, participation. Thank you, everybody. Yes, yes, exactly. Yes, that's it. Public recognition, discussion, cooperative learning. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. It's all about the things that you're saying. So we just reflected how to move from intrinsic motivation to extrinsic, again to intrinsic, by all the things that you have just said. On the slide nearly the end, this book was the first, let's say nearly the first book that I really loved. It's a really good book, The Motivation Breakthrough, 6 Secrets to Turning on the tuned out child. It works for all ages. It says child, but actually it works for all ages. And I think it would be a lovely book if you would like to read it. It's a great, let's say, book that helped me through loads of things, that has, let's say, challenging parts that learners might have and the things they come across. So it's very important to keep our learners motivated, and sometimes they're tuned out, but we turn them on again. We try to bring them back, and they are back again to our classrooms. So the important thing is that we try our best to motivate them. So what I'm trying to tell you, everybody, is that we are doing this. We as teachers, well done, more power to all of you. I know it's a hard task. I really sympathize, and I understand all of you that you're doing a great job, and it takes loads of, let's say, effort, especially in classes that we have over 25 students. It's very hard to get through all of them, and I would say more power to all of you. And I would like to just quote a sentence from this book from Richard Lavoie. If the learner cannot learn the way that we teach, we must teach the way that the learners learn. So I would say that we as teachers should take these things into consideration. And it's very, very important for us that we as teachers pay attention to all of these aspects, so our learners will be motivated and we will be motivated. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your participation, motivation. And let's remember that we should be motivated to be able to motivate. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for being with me, and thank you for spending time here. So Ms. Shawqia, I'm ready for the questions.
Yes, thank you. It was really very distinguished and we got benefit from it. Thank you, because
You're
also
most
you
welcome.
engaged all the participants in it. Thank you very much, Dr.
You're most
Mubina.
welcome. You're most
Yes.
welcome.
Now, if there is any question, please raise your hand and you can unmute yourself and ask Dr. Mubina, and she will hopefully answer you. Yes. If there is any question, please raise it. Or any comment, any feedback, please.
There was one
Yes,
question.
I have one.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can we, yes, can we motivate the kids or the young learners by playing video games on the screen at the class? I mean, if you want to, if you want to play this game or this video game on the screen of the class, inside the class, finish this activity first. Can
Okay.
we do such things using the
Thank you for
games
that.
as a
So,
motivation for the
okay,
kids?
I would say that we should be careful of some expressions. Yes, games are lovely. We can use games, but I got a sentence from your question, my dear colleague. You just said if you finish. Okay, we're making it conditional. We should never make it conditional. If you do this, you will do this. Like, yes, games are lovely. We can use them. We can motivate them by that. We can make a little competition between two groups. Maybe it's connected to learning vocabularies. Maybe it's a game related to the context that you are in. Of course, you can do that. But just be careful about the words we use. Let's not say that if you do that, you can do this. If you, for example, finish this part, you can do this. No, why? Because they will be, let's say, they will think that, okay, they should always be rewarded by something. or if they do that, they will do this. So they'll like, give me something, I'll do this. So we should be careful in the psychological way. Did you get what
Okay,
I'm trying to say?
yes, fruitful. Thank you for
You're
the
most
special
welcome.
session. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you for your question. Everybody, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for
thank
your
you.
lovely words. And
Yes,
thank you for
Yes.
staying.
Mobina, I have one question, please.
Sure, sure.
First of
Yes.
all, thank you for this lovely presentation. Actually,
You're most welcome.
motivation is a subject which has actually always attracted me. I truly believe in intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, but one point where I always struggle with is like most of the girl students, female students come from a background like where they themselves confess that I mean they are like mocked if they try to use English language at home or like with their relatives or family at home, and then they I mean somewhere they lose the self esteem. How to motivate such group of students like to come out of that um, that cultural blockage? How to motivate those students, if you can
Thank
please
you.
suggest me.
Thank you. Sure, sure. Thank you for your question, first of all, because it triggered something that I had, let's say, as the last semester with the girls actually. They didn't like to talk. They didn't like because of their self confidence, because they were worried that the boys would judge them or laugh at them. So, one thing that I always do is sometimes we need that conferencing, that community separately. Okay, it's a co education. But at the end of the class, when the boys said goodbye, I told the girls to stay in the class. I did that community, that conferencing with them. I sat there and I said, okay, I understand you. I know what you're going through, but don't you want to be doctors? Don't you want to be engineers? Don't you want to be a great housewife? Don't you want to be a great mother? These are the motivations. These are the things that you need. Don't you want to, like, whatever? You have a purpose. We all have it. Some of them said no, we don't want a job. But I told them, okay, don't you want to be great mothers? And then they suddenly they were quiet.
Yeah.
They backed off and they were like, yeah, okay. And I was like, come on, we're in the 21st century. And in the 21st century, your kids will be much more aware of us. Right now, children, I see my nephew, he's only 2.5, and he does some things that I'm like, wow, come on, you're just 2.5. How are you doing this? So, generation is becoming more aware. Generations are becoming, let's say, they are cleverer, so we need to be cleverer too. How? They need more talk. They
Yeah.
need more, let's say, one to one. So one thing I tried to do is I worked on their intrinsic. I tried to motivate them, and I said, you are the powers. You have to show yourself. If you be quiet in the class, you're not using your opportunity. This is your classroom. This is your class, and I want you to talk. So that community and self-talk and helped me. This is what I did in my classes.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr.
You're
Mobina.
most welcome. You're most welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. Is there any other question? Yes, it seems that you have fulfilled all of their questions and
Thank
they
you,
got
Mr.
benefit.
Shawqia.
Thank you another
Thank you.
time. Thank
You're
you very
most
much.
welcome. It was a pleasure being among you
Yes,
all, and I hope you all have a great evening, morning,
yes.
day, night, wherever you are. And it was a pleasure. Thank you, Mrs. Shawqia, for the opportunity. And I think this is the end of the session. So have a wonderful summer vacation, everybody. And I hope you will all enjoy your
Inshallah.
vacation and keep motivating and be motivated.
Thank you very much. But before you leave, I want to give you you this appreciation certificate from me as the president of the Arab English Teachers Association, AETA. I am Shawqia Hawawre from Palestine, and I am so honored to award you this certificate of appreciation for delivering this very fabulous and interesting lecture, which was titled The Key to Teaching and Learning Motivation. Thank you another time, Dr. Mobina. Thank you for accepting and joining us. And we hope that you will be more and more with us in our association. And also, I want to thank all our participants from all over the world for their patience, for their active participation, and for their engagement in this session. Thank you very much and hope you the best. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you, Mrs. Shawqia. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy your vacation. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Bye-bye.
nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
your participation. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Let's all make
Miss
the
Shawqia,
world a better place. Bye-bye.
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Mobina
Who's
is very
speaking?
Dr. Mobina is very intelligent and give
Yes,
us
it seems so.
Thank
uh,
you very much.
us
How do we collect the certificates?
use
Yes,
technology is very
they will collect them via their email immediately. When they fill the form, they will receive their certificates via the email.
Okay, thank you.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
But
Yes,
my
Mr.
email
Faisal.
but my email is not requested.
Why? Is there any
I
problem
don't
with you?
I don't know. Please send me a certificate on
Yes,
my
you
WhatsApp.
can put any email from your family maybe.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yes, in
yes.
not only your email.